This is the plaintiff, Daniel Uchi. He says the defendant volunteered to fix up an apartment he owns. And when he showed up for work, he brought 2 bottles of rum and 3 olives. When he asked what those things were for, the defendant told him to get the ladies drunk next door and have sex with them. Huh? He told him to leave and not come back, but he did. And now he's missing a refrigerator, a stove, a table, and chairs. So now he's suing the crazy guy for the $2,007.50 he's owed. This is the defendant, Aaron Johnson. He says he did work cleaning up a trashed apartment the plaintiff owns. And when he handed in the bill, the guy tells him there were missing items from the apartment. There are simple explanations for the missing items. The plaintiff rushed to court to sue him before he could go to court to sue the plaintiff for his unpaid wages. And now here they are. He's accused of taking what's not his. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $2,999.11 for breach of contract.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant agreed to fix up an apartment he owns, but he brought in liquor, and all he wanted to do was have sex with women that he wanted to bring in. But the defendant says he did the work and didn't get paid. It's the case of working it.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, man.
Daniel Uche, you are suing Aaron Johnson for $2,007.50 in missing items that you say the defendant stole. You're counterclaiming against him for breach of contract. According to you, he owes you money for work you did and he won't pay you. Okay, let's start with you. What happened?
I had, there are 2 buildings involved.
2 buildings involved?
Yes. One he lives in, and the other one I had one of my tenants removed from. So when I had this young lady evicted from one, at a certain point, I invited the lady back to the house to come and survey the damages he has done.
That she had done?
That she had done. He was there, and I invited him to be there. He was there.
Why was he there?
Well, I called her to come.
Yeah, and then why is he there at the same time that you're talking to
Just as a witness, so that I could tell the lady, look at what you've done on my building.
You rent from Mr. Uche, right?
Yes, sir.
So you're renting which floor?
The upstairs, second floor.
And then the person gets evicted from downstairs?
No.
The person gets evicted from another building?
It's another building. It's on First Street.
But how did you hear about that address?
Mr. Uchi.
He tells you what?
Mr. Uchi said that the tenant's getting evicted, and they had dogs and stuff inside of it, and he needs somebody to come and clean it up and be prepared for so he can rent it out again.
All right, so according to you, he hires you to do that.
He hires me to do that.
And according to you, you don't hire him to do that?
No, I never did.
And yet he does it anyway. How odd. Why would he fix it? What work did you do in that place?
Oh, my. I removed all the debris and stuff out of the house. I cleaned the floors, I wiped the walls, and I painted the upstairs. When I was upstairs painting on September 21st, that's the day he called me and said that he don't want my assistance anymore. And
did he say why?
No, he just said he don't want my assistance. So
had you had a problem or something?
Never had a problem.
Had you had an agreement about how much you would be paid for your work?
He said that he'd be working off of the security deposit from the last tenants that they had. He said about $1,500. The work that I've done was really way over that. So I charged him.
Yeah, but you didn't have a contract with him or anything?
He's my landlord. I don't think I didn't need one with.
Oh, really? That's who you don't need a contract from, is your landlord? Because I've never heard that in court.
No, I know
by
that's
a tenant. He was my landlord. I thought I could trust him. You know.
I've done work for him before, and never had a problem.
Did he paint the place?
3 rooms upstairs.
Okay, why does somebody paint the place unless you hired them to paint the place?
I did not hire him.
Yes, I know you keep saying that because you don't want to pay him. But my question to you is, say something that makes sense to me.
Okay.
Why would, I've lived a long time.
I know,
and
Judge.
I can tell you that not one time has someone come into any of my homes and done work. Just cause.
This is why he painted. He wants me to rent him the house.
Did you ever talk to him about renting that house?
He was discussing with me, but I never said I wanted to rent this place from him.
So does it make sense that this guy's not even a friend, yet he would offer to do all this work for free?
Not at all. It does not make sense.
Why would somebody do that, right? Make any sense to you?
No, it doesn't.
Is it possible that there are people around, maybe nutty people, who would actually do that, just kind of go around and, you know, offer, hey, I'll do something for free just to pass the time?
Anything's possible.
But is it likely?
No.
No. Going inside the courtroom.
Now, you're the one who's suing him. You take him to court before he could take you to court for not paying him. And you're suing him for what? According to you, you think he stole a refrigerator, stole a stove, stole a table,
Yes.
stole 2 dining room chairs.
When he came to rent this place from me, about 1 or 2 days, I said, take the pictures first.
Show me the
Because-
pictures you want to show me. You also took pictures, correct?
Yes. I think these were the pictures of so-called debris.
What is this a picture of? These are your pictures.
Yes.
What is that?
That's when I first walked into the house, this is the stuff that was laid up against the wall. That was the refrigerator and stuff inside the living room. That picture right there. Stuff
Where
is
did the
all over.
refrigerator? Ooh, what happened
That's
to
a
the
small
refrigerator?
that's a small, like a stand refrigerator.
What happened? According to him, there's some missing appliances. Where's the refrigerator?
The tenants that was renting the house, I tracked them down, and they said they rented the refrigerator from RAC, Renter Center. I have a receipt from Renter Center to where they was paying the payments on it during the time before they moved out.
Okay, so that wasn't your fridge. Why are you saying he stole your fridge?
That refrigerator is stuck, the little one is still there.
No, this is 22 cubic feet.
That one is
Yeah,
still
22
there.
cubic feet is
Stainless
not the little
steel.
refrigerator.
No, the one he's talking about, the one he just described, is still
Stainless
there
steel.
till today.
No, the little refrigerator is
Yeah,
still there.
it's still
The
there till
big
today.
refrigerator
I'm
is
talking
gone.
about big
22 cubic feet
Yeah.
is this fridge.
Which, that one?
Yeah. And this was rented by your tenant.
If they do, that wasn't mine, because if
That's right. So why are you suing him for
I'm
it?
suing because the day they were, it wasn't there. The one I rented them was not there the day the tenant.
Right, so why are you suing him? That means a tenant got rid of your fridge, put their own rented fridge, then took their rented fridge and didn't replace your old fridge in there.
But
so
the-
that's a beef you have against the tenant, not against him.
But
You're
the-
accusing him of stealing it when you just told me you know he didn't. Who are you? Stand up, please. What is your relationship with this gentleman?
Well, I used to do work for him too.
Okay.
And I was on another job at the time. I was
Do you
supposed
two
to.
know each other?
No, I seen him around before. The same day that I met him, I met the lady that the place was a mess.
Right.
So when I came there, I was on another job. I told him I can't do this job right now because I was doing something else.
So then he looked for somebody else to do the job.
So I guess
That's what would make sense, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly what he's
So,
denying.
I
That he
can-
hired somebody to do the job. He was looking for you to do the job. You couldn't do it. So then he hired somebody to do the job, which is what this man is saying.
I don't know if that's the man he hired.
Well, he hired somebody, didn't he?
Judge,
But-
Because this story he wants me to swallow about how somebody just
Judge.
came in. Has anybody ever gone into your places and painted them?
Judge,
No, right.
Kind
Judge,
of weird, right?
I have some. I have.
Hold on.
So
So go on.
we get contact. I get done the job I was doing. I called him. I said I'm done the job. I met him over there, and I got there, and I'm like, "Yo, what happened to the appliance?" He said, "I don't know. They was missing. It was a refrigerator and a stove in there. I know
Well, the
that
refrigerator,
they
I
went,
think we solved the question. What happened to the stove? Does anybody know?
He dragged this as a stove. You see, there's a picture right there.
okay.
That's the stove right there. He dragged that stove out of the kitchen and put it on the curb. Mr. Uchi dragged that stove out that night, he dragged it out and put it on the curb.
On account of what?
Because what happened is on behind the stove. I think the last tenants, whoever, cut the cord on it, and I guess he didn't want it.
Do you have pictures of how it looked after you cleaned it
Yes,
up?
I do have pictures of that.
Can you show me that?
Yes, I can. Okay, as soon as
They left the bunk beds there?
Yes, that's everything that was in that house. I took everything out the house, cleaned everything out, the
How
floors,
many days
the
did it
walls.
take you to clean the place?
I say about 17, something like somewhere around about that, close to that.
Did you end up moving out?
Oh no, I got a lease.
You have a lease, so you're not moving out.
No,
All right, so did you take dining room chairs?
He gave me them dining room chairs, and Your Honor, I gave them back to him. They on his doorstep right now.
Were the rooms upstairs painted?
the rooms was upstairs was painted, but the rest of the house wasn't.
Right, the rooms that were, well, he says that he interrupted him and stopped him from finishing it, but the rooms upstairs that were painted, those rooms had been like a cherry red and these dark colors, and they were now white?
Yeah,
That takes a few coats, right?
yeah, it does.
All right, now you have a counterclaim against him for breach of contract, $3,000, but you're also suing for the $1,200 you claim you worked. Where would you get $3,000? Like, how does that work?
I think it's an error in print, Your Honor.
Oh, you think? All right, I'm done. I don't think there is any evidence of him stealing the things you have accused him of. I think that the best evidence that you are not truthful is the fact that you yourself say the refrigerator in question was missing already, because, of course, what happened is that the tenant tossed it and put their own refrigerator in there. To say nothing of the fact that you are arguing to me that a man walks into your place and paints the entire top floor. No, put your hand down. Cleans out all of the stuff, but you never hired him. Not he didn't do a good job. I shouldn't have to pay him so much. We have a dispute about things I think are, but I never hired him. All this is just what do you think is going to happen? What do you think a judge thinks about whether you are trustworthy and honest when you bold-faced lie about something like that? So on your lawsuit against him, 0. And on your lawsuit against him, I find in your favor in the amount of $1,200. That's my verdict.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So the plaintiff loses on his lawsuit. The defendant prevails on his countersuit. Mr. Ochi, if you step over here just a second, the judge just didn't buy your story. Do you understand?
That's up to her. So, but if you rent an apartment to tenants with those things and those things were not there, how do I know that the tenant removed mine and put theirs?
She just didn't believe your story. She believed you did hire him. So that's why you lost, and that's why he won.
I didn't hire him. So
she thinks you did.
Well, that's what she thinks, but I never hired him.
All right. Sorry about that. You must sign a few documents outside. Thank you very much. That way. There you go. Now here comes Mr. Johnson. So congratulations. You won. You're smiling. You're happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were hired.
Oh, yes, I was hired.
So,
you know, truth always prevails. I mean, it's like when you work, you want to get paid.
Absolutely.
You know, it's like you just can't work for people that you can't trust anymore. You got to get paperwork.
All right. You living okay now?
I'm living okay.
Good for you. Congratulations. All right. Harvey?
I mean, look, I don't have anything to add. I mean, it just makes no common sense for somebody to just do work for free because. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.